When you look back over the 11 years, what file or issue do you really wish that you had a do-over on?
I don't really think of any that I'd want to do over on. One of the ones I think that we worked the hardest on was Darlene Bossy when she was missing. We worked with the Muskego family and ended up doing a Mr. Big investigation of that and solved that crime. And I think at the beginning there could have been a bit more work done on that file and was done. And we reviewed it. I went out to Onion Lake, I talked to the family and assured them that we would get to the bottom of this file, and we did. So go back and do anything differently? I can't think of anything that we'd do any differently.
And maybe in that specific file perhaps sent a signal to the Bossy family earlier on that it was being taken more seriously?
I think so. I think we've changed our policy dramatically on how we deal with missing persons. All police services across Canada have. And that file got off a little bit on the wrong foot because there had been some reported sightings of Darlene, and that's what slowed the investigation down on that.
What do you think is going to be the big issue facing your successor?
I think social media is a big issue. It doesn't seem to matter now who you are or where you are. If you're in the public eye, whether you're a government corporation or a big multi-conglomerate, social media can certainly make a big difference on your public persona, where there could be one incident that gets blown up or many incidents that people can make comment on, whether they know the facts or not. And that really makes our job a lot harder. And even notifying next of kin. I mean, we've had accidents here in the city where there's been fatalities, and before we even get a chance to notify the family officially, through social media, the family finds out about it, and that's not the way to find out there's been a death in your family. So that's been a real change for us as well, too.
What's the biggest challenge for the police in terms of the legalization of marijuana that is vexing you when you look at it being legalized next July?
I think the biggest part will be the enforcement. I think we all know marijuana legalization is coming, and it's not like there's no marijuana right now. I mean, we're probably moving from here to here rather than from here to here. So it's not going to make that big a difference. But for us to do things criminally, because we don't have a test that will quantify how much THC is actually in a person's bloodstream, we have to rely back on, like it was in the old days, on symptoms. So the officers now have to testify, the eyes were glassy, the person was driving erratically, maybe a bit incoherent. But those are hard factors sometimes to convince a judge. I mean, we have a hard enough time now convicting people when we have a breathalyzer, when we can actually quantify what their reading was, follow all the rules. Sometimes we still lose the case in court. I can only imagine what it'd be like now for our officers to go back 30 years in the way we deal with business again on something like this and just go by the symptoms. It's going to be a tough one.